You remember things that never happened, logos, quotes, even lives that ended in another world. Millions share the same impossible memories. This is the chilling mystery called the Mandela Effect. You remember something, clearly, vividly. It's not a guess, it's a memory. A memory you'd stake your life on. But then you check, and it's wrong. Not slightly off, not a typo. Completely, undeniably wrong. But here's a twist. You're not alone. Thousands, sometimes millions of people remember it the same way you do. The same exact memory, the same exact mistake, the same impossible truth. So what's going on? Are we all misremembering the same thing? Or is the fabric of reality changing? This is the Mandela Effect. Named after Nelson Mandela, because some people swear he died in prison in the 1980s. They remember news reports, televised funerals, emotional speeches, but none of it happened. Mandela lived until 2013. The word says one thing, our memories say another. So which is real? What if it's not just your brain playing tricks? What if something is rewriting our reality? Logos change, quotes disappear. Entire events get erased like a bad save file. But why? Glitch in the simulation, accidental timeline shift, or a warning. Something telling us we are in a copy of the world we thought was real. Tonight we're opening the archive. The one the internet doesn't want you to read. The one your own brain wants to forget. The Mandela Effect isn't just a trend. It's a crack. And if you look close enough, you will see what's trying to crawl through. In the late 1980s, people cried over their TVs. They remember the footage clearly. A sober announcer, a black and white photo of Nelson Mandela framed in a golden border, flags at half-mast, a televised funeral, crowds sobbing in the streets. Some remember Oprah covering it, others remember a school assembly held in his honor. Some say they even wrote reports about his death, but Nelson Mandela didn't die in the 1890s. He was released from prison in 1990. He went on to become president of South Africa in 1994. He lived until December 5th, 2013. And yet, people remember it, thousands of them, across countries, continents, cultures. All recalling the same impossible thing. It's not just a few confused fans. There are forums, old message boards, early YouTube clips. People saying, wait, didn't he die? Am I going crazy? That's when it got a name, the Mandela Effect. Coined by paranormal researcher Fiona Bloom, who realized she wasn't alone. She remembered Mandela dying in prison. She even remembered watching the funeral on TV. But that event never happened. So what does that mean? Let's break the possibilities. Option 1. Collective false memory. The brain filling in blanks. A rumor repeated so many times it starts to feel true. But it doesn't explain the specificity, the identical memories, the same details shared by people who never met. Option 2. Something more terrifying. a timeline shift. That we all remember one version of reality, but we now live in another. Like waking up in a room that looks like yours, but the windows faces the wrong direction. This is where it begins. With a death that didn't happen, a memory that shouldn't exist, and a question that echoes louder than any answer. What else is different? You're walking through a grocery store. Nothing unusual, just the cereal aisle, candy, toothpaste. But something's off. You look at the fruit of the Loom logo. Where's the cornucopia? You've seen it your whole life, a woven basket spilling fruit. Except there was never a cornucopia. Ever. Look it up. It doesn't exist. Officially, it never did. Yet millions remember it. And that's just the beginning. How do you spell Looney Tunes? T-O-O-N-S? Wrong. It's T-U-N-E-S. Tunes, like music. Not toons, like cartoons. But the characters were cartoons. You remember the old logo, the swirling logo, the music, the text. You're sure of it. Except it never said tunes. And it gets weirder. Fibris? One E, not Fibris. Kit Kat? No hyphen. Fruit Loops? Actually spelled Fruit Loops. Monopoly Man? No monocle. Wait, what? You remember him with one. Top hat, mustache, cane, monocle. Right? Apparently not. Official artwork, vintage boxes, no monocle. But here's the thing. Some people found old fan art, decades old, that shows the monocle. Even hand-drawn school arts from the 90s. So how did people draw something that never existed? Some blame faulty memory, that logos change and we just don't notice. But we do notice. The Berenstein Bears? Nope, it's Berenstein. A-I-N. People have books that say Berenstein. Family videos labeled by hand. But the publishers say it's always been Berenstein. And no one changed it. So, who did? We are not just talking about a typo. We are talking about reality changing around you, while your memories stayed the same, like your brain was updated late. Some believe these aren't glitches. They are markers. Little tears in reality that slip past unnoticed, unless you are paying attention. And once you start seeing them, you can't unsee them. The weirdest part about the Mandela Effect isn't what's changed. It's the feeling that something shifted and you were never told. That somehow, somewhere, something quietly nudged our timeline. And we just kept going. But some people noticed. They describe it like waking up in a room that looks exactly the same. But isn't. The photos on the wall are different. Your friend remembers a trip you never took. The map has changed. Yes, the map. Have you ever looked at the world map lately? Some say New Zealand is in the wrong spot. Others say Sri Lanka used to be further south. Some swear South Africa was directly under North Africa, not offset to the east. They aren't guessing, they are confident. Even angry. Then there's the human body. Thousands of people, medical professionals included, claim organs have moved. Wait, the heart's not in the center anymore. Kidneys used to be lower. There wasn't a bone behind the eyes before. Science says it's always been that way. So why do so many people remember otherwise? There are two theories. One is terrifying. The other is worse. Theory 1. The simulation. That we are living in a digital construct. Reality is software, and glitches happen. Maybe someone tried to patch a line of code and overwrote the wrong variable. Boom! Bernstein becomes Bernstein. Fruit baskets erase cornucopias. Maps shift slightly to the left. We notice because the old memory file lingers. Theory 2. Multiverse drift. There are countless timelines, millions of Earths. And at some point, something caused a shift. You moved, without meaning to, without knowing. You're not from this reality. You just woke up here. And this world looks almost the same, but not quite. And maybe that's why your memories don't match. Because they are not wrong, they are from somewhere else. If the Mandela Effect is real, if it's not just a bad memory or brain tricks, then here's the question no one wants to ask. Why now? Why are we only noticing these changes in the last 10 to 15 years? Some say it's because we've never paid this much attention. The internet gave us collective memory, a hive mind. When one person notices a glitch, thousands more validate it. But others think we weren't meant to notice, that these glitches are leaks, side effects of something breaking or being tested. Look closer. In 2012, something strange happened. It wasn't the end of the world. But maybe it was the end of a version of it. Some theories believe CERN, the particle collider in Switzerland, did more than discover the Higgs boson. They say it may have punched a hole in our reality, or even collapsed one and moved us to another. And every Mandela Effect since, residual static, all data bleeding into the new timeline. There are forum users, now gone, who claimed to dream in old versions of the world. One described dreaming of the Bernstein Bears every night for a year. In the dream, they spelled it right. They said it right. And the books on his shelf had the old logo. But when he'd wake up, it was gone again. Others report seeing symbols they don't understand. Patterns that appear in static in reflection in the corners of their vision. Always glitching. Always out of reach. As if something is trying to contact us. Or worse, warn us. Maybe the Mandela Effect isn't an accident. Maybe it's a test pattern. To see who's noticing, who's still waking up. Because if the past can be changed, so can the present. And if enough of us remember the truth, maybe the shift can't hold. There's a theory no one wants to think about. That this isn't the first shift. That it's just the first one we noticed. How many timelines have we lost? How many versions of ourselves have forgotten? We cling to memories, children's books, cereal boxes, movie quotes, because deep down they are anchors to a world that made sense, to a reality we trusted. But the world has changed. We say, that's not how I remember it. But maybe that's the point. Maybe the change isn't the error. Maybe we are. You look at the globe and feel unease. You hear a line from a movie, wrong, jarring, unfamiliar. You swear the logo used to look different, and someone tells you you are imagining it. But you know better. You are not imagining it. You are remembering something the world forgot. That's the Mandela Effect. A crack in the glass of reality. And when you press your fingers against it, you feel it pulse. Because something's on the other side. Something watching, measuring, learning, and maybe testing how long it will take us to forget the truth, or how long we will fight to remember it. So ask yourself, what do you know you saw? What do you know you lived? What do you know is real? Because one day you will wake up and it won't be. And everyone will tell you it never was. And just like that, the mystery deepens. Is it false memory or proof of another universe? Comment below. Until next time, stay curious.